different now compared to what? How are the gangs in LA different now compared to what they were in the '80s and the '90s? Like it seems like some more positive stuff is starting to come out of it. Like you're talking about helping people, with the racial stuff. It sounds like there's much better leadership going on now, or much better.
It is now. We've been all over, we've been going abroad because, we have Crips everywhere, Christian brothers everywhere. So we've been going abroad, trying to inform them how to get their own programs, how to run their own communities, and with 501c3s and things of that nature. Not gang prevention, because the feds and the government is taking over gang intervention. So we have gone to gang prevention.
Right.
With our youth. Yes. So, and now we're in the process of trying to get schools and try to more opportunities for them to get funds for them and try to guide them in the right way. So we can be responsible, as an entity, because, we're just call it religion, call it pride. Crippin is CRIPS, Community Revolution and Progress Services. Protect our community, protect our race, protect our warriors, protect our people, and based upon the civil rights movement of what our forefathers tried to do to bring us out of the struggle all the way from slavery. So that's what we're all about now. Now, what we have been through is we're going through reform slavery already with the Jim Crow tactics and the conspiracy of genocide on our race already.
Yeah.
So what they have done, added crack cocaine, the Sherman, and all these different drugs, which took you out, taking many of our people out.
Yeah.
So that's why we live under the Constitution. Creeks don't die, they multiply. So that's what we try to stand for. We try to go all over. I mean, it was a phenomenon back then with us as the big green generation coming out of the civil rights movement. Now it's a bad phenomenon as well today. So we have to correct these our people before they go from what is really the Constitution to going to begging. So you kill up one another, black on black crime and all that. They're bringing in a lot of immigrants politically. They're bringing in a lot of immigrants, and they're taking out affirmative action. The blacks, even you know the word is in the Bible it says that ignorance. Well, last year the affirmative action was on the polls last year. Do you know we didn't hear about it, that you really did it because we were able to vote for it?
I believe I know how tricky the establishment is, man. I definitely believe it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, have you ever heard of gang stalking?
Gang stalking?
Yeah, it's like if they consider you like a political agitator or they consider you doing something wrong, they got people out there that they pay to follow you everywhere. Not real gang members, but like they just call it gang stalking.
Yeah, that's what we're dealing with. That's why they brought the feds in. They're keeping the killing going. We had a community meeting with the police, the chief of police and all that. And from the work that we was doing, because in 2000, in June of 2000, we were coming together on the west side, and we started the Rich Rolling card, and that was from the hundreds all the way down to Hollywood, from South Central all the way down to Hollywood, and there was with neighborhoods that expanded to the east side and expanded all over the world. About the Constitution, the quick Constitution. So yeah, we do have people that come in, all over. You got police, feds, and everybody coming in and working. That's why we have to be legit as well.
Right, right. Take that power away from them because if they can, they come in. They're the ones who put the dope in there, like the DEA and stuff.
Don't let the gun. It's a conspiracy of genocide.
It is.
Tactics like Jim Crow tactics and all those different tactics they use with the conspiracy of genocide. It's another one of their tactics.
You remember the dude, the reporter? He was a white dude named Gary Webb, and he had broke the Iran Contra scandal story with talking about Rick Ross and all that back in the late '80s, early '90s, and yeah, he ended up committing suicide, or they say he did, but I remember he. Yeah, but he broke the story and he was proving how they had it orchestrated to where they were taking the dope and guns and flying it right into South Central.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And man, I think it's gonna get better though, man, because you know what, the crime. It's not, the crime doesn't seem like it's as bad as it used to be. Like, it seems like back in the 80s and the late 70s and in the early 90s, it was a lot worse. It seems like it's calmed down a lot, and the establishment's getting frustrated because they don't know what to do.
Right, well, it wasn't so many then because, you only had Crips and their rivals. And basically, we were rivaling with local gangs outside of the original Crip roots. Like Barons and Chain gangs and Brims. Now it's just nationwide now.
Right.
And now instead of protecting your community, it's trying to get this. Now the thing is trying to get a reputation. Because back then, like now, they initiate you in, but when we started off, we were all street fighters. We were all reputable street fighters. That came together from the east side to the west side to Compton. Now it's a whole different story. Everybody feels they have to have a reputation. Most of all the police are dead. That I came up with.
Right.
All the bullies are dead. So that means that is not the purpose of all of this.
You know what, man? I learned a lot. I learned a lot from you guys because I did a lot of research on conspiracies and stuff, right, over the years, like CIA type stuff. And at one point I had got into it with sort of like the fraternal orders and secret societies, and they put me on a list to have me followed everywhere to like intimidate me. And you know what I did, man? I said, you know what? I'm gonna do what the gangs in LA do. I'm gonna bang on them. So I started walking up to them, telling them my name, telling them I do interviews, telling them everything about me, and they got scared and started leaving me alone. Yeah, everywhere I go, yeah, I started banging on them. I started telling them I was banging on the feds. Yeah, and I realized a lot of times they're more afraid of you than you are of them.
I'm sure. I mean, look, the police here, this is turning into a police state. This always has been.
Yep.
Okay, in London, in the rest of the European countries, they don't even carry guns. They carry batons. So they're scared because they feel that's what they're doing. It's the guilty conscience that they have. With the conspiracy of genocide, we're trying to wipe us out as a black race.
Yep. It's almost like it's basically the same thing as what the Ku Klux Klan was doing in Mississippi back in the 30s or whatever. It's basically the same stuff.
They're all together. They're still together. They are still together. Everything is still together. I call them. They are the devils. They are the devils. Because all white folks are not bad. We had Quakers. We got Kennedys. We got, for example, all white folks are not bad. It's Satan, satanic people.
Yeah, they worship the devil and all that stuff.
Yes, it's not the people. It's not the people when you speak of other races.
Right. And I know back in that, you couldn't even go to certain areas. Like if you crossed a certain intersection, they'd pick you up and take you back home, or pick you up and take you to jail, or the youth authority or whatever.
The Jim Crow.
Yeah.
Jim Crow.
Yeah.
And all that. Mm-hmm.
Hey man, what do you think about what do you think about the OJ thing? You think like, because out of a lot of research I did, I think it's highly, a lot of people try to say he did it. I think it's highly possible that that was like a setup.
Yeah, well, with the way that they did that, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that, you know, he was in love with her and this, that. I mean, it would seem almost common sense for a man to react, but not that way, you know. I mean, he had enough money to have it done, you know. I mean, but as far as him doing it, they couldn't prove that. So, you know, and that's what we had the great leader for. You know, the great leaders, you know, and they killed him.
Right. Right.
He died young.
Yup.
The lawyer, yeah, he died young.
Yeah, Johnny Cochran, he had like a
when Tupac got a hold of Illuminati and exposed Illuminati, what happened to him?
Yeah, they killed Pac.
They killed him too with Malcolm X.
Yeah.
Got awoken. What happened to him?
They killed him. Right, they killed him too.
One of them killed all of them.
Right.
You know. So that's what it's all about.
Hey, oh yeah, for sure, man. Hey, man, were you around when the People's Temple was around? Remember the People's Temple with Jim Jones?
Yeah, I was a youngster then. Yeah. I was a teenager.
Did you remember anybody? Did you ever meet anybody or know anybody who was affiliated, like who went to Jonestown? Or
Yeah, but not as through family and friends.
Right. That's the research I did. That's the research I did, man. That got me in trouble. I proved that was like an experiment to be able to try to because they were trying to figure out a way to mind control black people, and you know they had a lot of black people in Jonestown, right? And so I think that was that had been some sort of experiment, you know.
Yeah, and you know at the same time, it's population control. You know,
yep.
Because we are the majority, and the powers that be are the minority.
Yep.
You know, so it's all about power control. It's all about population control. You know. Yeah, man, and you know, right now, see, they wanted to have it to where the Mexicans and blacks would just kill each other off, but that's starting to go away because a lot of the Mexican people they don't really want to go for it anymore. No. I think that when this guy come here and talk about he's gonna make a wall and all that kind of shit.
Right.
Just think, man, we've been in the community and with Spanish folks from the beginning. We got our name from Spain, Negro. We were indentured slaves in Spain.
Right.
You know, we weren't slaves. We were for 2 years. For 2 years we got our citizenship. And we got the name that they call nigger. We got Negroes, you know. So we all in the same class. You know, Asians and Spanish, all of us. We all in the same class. So when I was in the pen in 1976, I was 19 years old. And what the administration would do, they would try to sick the Spanish on us.
Yeah.
You know, give them lives and give them everything they could give them to start stuff with us. You know.
The divide and conquer.
So that's conspiracy, huh?
Kind of like a divide and conquer.
Yes. And that's what they're doing to us. You know, so that's why we are stepping up, you know, with our good constitution and all that. And what it stands for and what it means. You know. And religiously so.
You remember those 3 guys? I forget their name, man. It was back in your era, in the 70s, and they had like broke out of the prison or tried to, and they like in the middle of the trial.
Yeah, Jacksons.
Yeah, wasn't that Soledad or something or?
Soledad. George Jackson.
Yeah.
He came from Pasadena, California. He he had a case. He was convicted for GTA for stealing a car. He went to Tracy, which was the Gladiator School Youth Authority, and I think for 1 to life was a sentence, and he ended up doing a life sentence because he retaliated against administration, police administration. You know, it started the vanguards, and then that's when he started the BGF.
Right.
And Andrew Davis and everybody got involved in that. His brother and all of them. They broke into the court and kidnapped the police and all that, and took them out and put them, killed them all. You know, yeah, I was. That was in 1973.
Yeah.
Right around that age, I was involved.
Oh man, that's deep, man. Hey man. Hey man, I've taken up too much of your time. I mean, you know, we've gone to 30 minutes already, and you know, I look forward to you, you know, picking up your cheddar. You know, call me back, man. Just call me back. Just let me know, man. Everything went through correctly. They gave me the reference number. All you gotta do is go to the MoneyGram, and I hope to be able to do this again. And you know, throughout the future, maybe once a month we can do it. You know, $100 is nothing. $100 is nothing to speak to a legend like yourself. And so, yeah, man. So you know, my name is JAMEEL Rawls, and you know.
I got your name. And you know, and maybe we can do more and more together. Because right now, like I said, we just signed a contract to do a big deal, a TV deal, and a movie deal, and to advance all over. You know, where there's youth at. You know, high risk youth, and you know.
Yeah.
So maybe we can stay in contact, and I can give you with the progress that's taken, you know, from time to time. Yeah, sure.
Right on, man. And you know, this is my phone number, so you know, whenever something comes up, just hit me up, and you know, I'll look forward once a month, man. We'll just keep the ball rolling.
Okay, I'll keep you instructed. I'll definitely keep you instructed as we go along.
Okay, man.
And if you know, like I go back to the beginning. I guess you know that. So you know, like those guys, I'm not really into because you know I was a long follower, and you know a good follower make a strong leader.
Right.
So that's my circumstances. So you know I was under Washington, and when the A-Trains, Monster Cody and all them, because I'm originally from the 60s. You know, the 60s and 100s are my primary neighborhoods. They're my foundations.
The West Side.
So, on the West Side. So when they in the 80s, you know, once they start fighting, that was against the Constitution. Crips don't kill Crips. That was against the Crip Constitution with the A-Trains in the 60s. You know.
Hey, man.
So,
I say, man, can you speak before we disconnect? Can you speak on the thing about like the Hoovers? The Hoover, they actually took the Crip off their name. That kind of flabbergasted me because they were pushing. They always identified themselves extremely close with Crip, and then they.
Let me tell you about that. The Hoover gang, the Hoover neighborhood is always kind of independent of the West Side, East Side, and Compton. But they had a history from the gladiators, the Slausons, the businessmen, and to the Hoover Groovers. You know, so what happened? But they claimed to be the most heavy Crip gang in the world. You know, so what happened? And they also was accused of killing Raymond. You know, and so that's one of the reasons why accelerations, you know, separated themselves, that they are not no longer Crips no more. You know, because they've always been independent. They've never been in the West Side. You have West Side Hoover Crips, and they kicked it off. They turned it into Hoover criminals.
Right.
You know. So, you know, if you ever go to Facebook, you always see behind an H, you always X out.
Yeah.
because we quick or die. We quick or die. We under the ladies. We quick or die. So they changed that up. And most of the original Hoovers, and some of their founders, were original East Side Crips under Reverend Washington. But as generations separated themselves, and after the death of Reverend Washington, and after the Hoovers were accused of his death, things have gotten the way they are today.
Yeah, man, that's deep, man. I mean, the thing, so much time has gone by and a lot of things have happened, and people like the establishment, the media and stuff, they sweep a lot of stuff under the rug. They really don't want people knowing about the real details. They just want people to see the blood.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something, Jameel. They already attacked me once. Whenever you wake up, step up, they're gonna attack you. It's like whenever you get closer to God, Satan gets mad. He gets furious. So, I already did that, but it's a sacrifice. My forefather sacrificed for us, either this stage, for us,
right.
Here. So, hey, I'm no better than them.
Yeah, I know.
Better than them all.
I know all about it, man. They said I did a bunch of interviews about like Jonestown and all that stuff, and I was exposing the government conspiracies. They set me up to kill me, man. At the Motel 6 on Hollywood, on Hollywood and Whitley. They set me up to kill me at the motel, man, and I slipped out by miracle, man. And then after that, God.
You believe in God?
Yeah, I believe in God. Yeah, it was God. It was a miracle. It was the godly work of God that got me out of there, man.
Yes.
Yeah, man, because I knew I was gonna die, man, because I could feel the energy. It was a heavy energy, And
God was talking. It was him telling you, and we don't listen to God when he talks to us.
Right.
That's when we come up listen, but you listen.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, and I got out of it, man. So I know how it is, man. I mean, the minute you try to do something positive and try to do something good, man, the devil works through other people to try to pull you back down, So I know a little bit about it, man.
Yeah, that's the order. That is the order. That's why they come up with all these with the conspiracy of genocide. The Jim Crow Act, all these different plots.
Yeah.
Like you said, to separate and divide and conquer. Satan comes to kill and destroy, and in the process he comes to deceit and everything else.
Yeah.
It's just like when we know that we're Semitic Hebrews from what they call Africa, all the way from North, all the way to the Promised Land, to the Canaan, the land of the black. We know all that.
Yeah.
But they don't want us to know that, though. They want to feed us with their interpretation of all the stuff that they took from us. Over in Egypt, in a certain way. You know what really amazed me? Some of the movies, like when they took the land of Greece, they took over the land of South Africa and different parts of Africa. Just to get the gold, just greed, and how they turn the people against one another. And that's what they're doing here. And they call that population control. They want to control everything. All that's satanic.
Yep. It's all an agenda. It's all an agenda from like I think it's all an agenda from like demonic entities.
Yes. The Illuminati is one of them.
Yep.
You sacrifice. Even if you turn against your own family, it's a Hollywood movie came out a while back. Donald Gordon is a great black writer out of Detroit. I know you're familiar.
Yeah, I've heard of him.
Okay, well, he put it in words, in books about the life in the ghettos, the black life in the community. He put it in so one book he wrote that was about trick babies. They took that from him, like they took everything else, and they made a movie out of it. How to keep a black man down, with the Willie Lynch story and all these tactics that they use for the conspiracy acts of genocide. You know, the son turns against the father, the mother turns against the mother. They turn, you know, he's just destructive. You know, like the house nigga and the field nigga and all that other kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. You know, so we just got to wake up. But now I've heard that I don't know whether it was Michigan, somewhere that they killed 3 police yesterday.
I didn't see that. That just happened to me. I gotta look at the news. I didn't see that.
Yeah, you look that up. Look that up. Look that up because I was looking at it. I was on a run, but I was visiting some friends, and they had it on TV.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's tripped out. Yeah, it's a lot of crazy stuff going on right now.
Well, you know, it's a repeat. Everything is a repeat because they do it the same way from the beginning. You know, with the uprisings and all that kind of stuff. In 1965, the first Watch riot. You know, so all of us are repeat. You know, we're not gonna keep setting up stuff a hole in our ass.
Right.
Us living our oppression. You know, financially and civilly and all that, and just let them do it.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, this story that they brought out, Hollywood brought out, it was called Trickbait.
Okay.
And Trickbait, what they was doing, they said, well, we'll take a nigga from his environment and give him something, and we'll make the people, all the people hate him. And then we'll give him something on our side.
That's kind of like what they do with OJ.
Yeah. That's the same system.
Yeah.
Same system. Yes. Yeah, same system. You know, but you know, OJ, I don't know. You know, I don't think that because some of the stuff he did, you know, for them to catch him like they did, it always proved that he was innocent, but they were watching him though. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was probably. I don't think he might. You know, man. All the stuff I've learned, they probably set all that up, and he probably, they might even told him, man. They might even told him, look, you're not going to go to jail. We know you didn't do it, but just go ahead with the trial because we want to bring down the image of the black man in America.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It was like an image thing. They want to bring down the image, and so they had him play the role.
Right.
Hollywood does stuff like that.
That's what they do. That's how they get their money, make their money.
Yup.
You know, if it's not controversial or anything like that, they don't want to deal with it.
Yeah, like you see, man, you be wearing suits and Godfather hats. They don't want to see that. They want to see somebody with a They want to see somebody with a 40 ounce with their pants hanging. You know. They want to see somebody. They want to see somebody that's down and out that looks crazy. They don't want to see somebody. Right. They don't want to see somebody trying to come up.
No, they don't want to see that, and especially trying to bring make an image for your offsprings and your generations to come. They don't want to see that. Right. Because they want to continue on doing what they're doing. Because Satan, they breed their upbringers to hate. Like they do. You know, they breed them to hate. Yeah, they do. They put you talk about like the Illuminati and the secret societies. They put all their children in schools, not public schools. They put them in private schools and schools that nobody knows about. Then they can tell them what they want to tell them. Right. You know. That's a cool thing, my brother. Right. Yeah, well, I really enjoyed talking with you. Yeah, me too, man. Jameel, right? Jameel, okay. So let's definitely get back together because I really love this conversation to talk with you, man. You know, I think you really got something to offer to the mind, you know. Thanks, man. Well, we'll like I said, man, we'll keep the ball rolling. Like, at least once a month, man. We'll put something together. And okay, let's do that, bro.
All right, man. You got my number, man. So just let me know.
Okay.
All right, bro. All right, man.
Talk to you later, brother.
Yep.
All right.